Hi, this is Sir David. I have my sirship. One of my comment people put the sword on each shoulder. No, not the flaming sword, the English sword, and said that my new handle should be Sir David. I have been thinking, and I don't think very often, but anyway, I'm an atheist, and I've had several comments saying, "You're also an asshat." Well, maybe I'm an asshat, I don't know, but I do know that my chosen religion is the atheist God. A lot of people, when you say the word atheist, they go berserk. Mentally, they go berserk. They say, in their mind, sometimes with their mouth on my comments, godless, screws everything, is worthless, is hateful. Well, that is a description of my old life, but anyway, when I was a Mormon, anyway, I got thinking about being an atheist, and of course my wife is of the persuasion of the cult. So we live together in different houses, in different towns. No, I'm shitting you. We do have one house. Well, she has the house, so I have to be careful, because she can kick my ass out of here, and I know that. And we have our bedroom. I've never seen it. I have seen it. Alright, atheist. I've been looking at the difference between atheists and believers. I don't care if it's Mohammed or if it's Buddha or if it's Jesus. I've been looking at religious people versus atheism. Now, I know I'm gonna split right down the middle on this. There's some of you are gonna hate me, and some of you are gonna go, yeah, that's a good idea. When someone asks me what my religion is, which is not often, they can tell, I will say I'm an atheist, and I have seen the bizarre mental things going on. I think there needs to be, after the word atheist, an explanation of atheism according to the individual. Now, I'll give you mine. I'm not speaking for all atheists. I'm not the atheist prophet. The atheist Elohim and Jesus have not appeared to me. The 6 naked angel girls have appeared to me many times, mostly in my sleep. But anyway, I think when you say atheism to me, it means I'm an atheist with my own moral value and code system. It doesn't mean I'm not vague, void. It's both of these, and at my age, it's close. I'm not void of morality. Not everyone would agree. Not really. I haven't screwed, well, I've screwed all of my wives many times. And then at BYU, I did get one girl excommunicated. You know, the bishop kept me in because I had the penis, threw her out. And then there was one other in between divorces. But be that as it wasn't or as it may, I'm an atheist with my own moral convictions, with my own value system. Now, I know you're going to go berserk when I say this, but you've gone berserk many other times. You'll get over it. On most occasions, I feel that my standards and my way of dealing with people and my way of being in the world and being part of society is superior to religion. Now, okay, throw your shit at the screen. Tip me over, throw out. Okay, now self-evaluation can be dangerous. I've always said that on my videos. Now, here's the reason I say that. Every damn religion I know believes in war. And they love war. Mormons, millions and millions of Lamanite. The 2,000 strapling warriors who were mostly homosexual from what I read. But anyway, not that that's a bad thing. I don't want the gay population to hate me because my standards are very different than religions concerning the gays. I don't care who's a gay and a lesbian. They're not going to recruit me. I kind of like vaginas. Always have. since I was 11 or 12. Always have. No one's going to say, hey, you want to come over here and, play with my penis? I go, no, I don't think so. I've got one of those myself. People who are religious believe in killing to save their religion or save their value system. The Catholics, the Mormons, oh my God. I'm trying to think. If there was a Presbyterian war, a Lutheran war, I don't know. But the general statement is true. Most Christians believe in punishment and death and pitchforks and horns and burning forever. Well, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't. Most religions believe if you're not of their religion, you're a strange bird. Now, Mormons are probably number one in that category, that obviously you're an ignoramus because they've told you about their church and you didn't join it. So obviously you're an apostate. You're a friend of Satan. Well, here's what I'm trying to say, and I don't know if this is going to explain atheism for any other atheist. I think that my standards of living are much higher than the Mormon church. They're much higher than the Catholic church. I don't lie. Now, my income taxes, sure. No, I don't lie on my... I'm going to say the truth. I always... Does this sound like Romney? I always obey the law. I do have some Cayman Island interest, some Filipino property, and damn, 3 or 4 Swiss bank accounts that I never know how many millions are in there. And then I have the safe back there. I don't believe in lying, cheating, and stealing. Damn, I just don't. I never have. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. It might be because most of the people I've met on the earth are liars, cheaters, and thieves. I've come on this video and I have told the truth, my truth, through my eyes and my ears. Now, obviously, my ex-wives will have a different truth. They're misguided. The 6 naked angels giving revelation never appeared to them, and I'm willing to admit that, but I never had the intent to hurt somebody, or to have revenge, or to have getting even, or an eye for an eye. Now let me give you an example. I had my girls come up here the other day with their friends, and they said, Dad, someone's at the door. A man is at the door. Well, the first thing that went through my mind was a process server. I was about to say, shut the damn door and don't take any papers. But I opened the door, and here was this very nice Samoan man. Now, the Samoans are very big people, the men and the women. We would call them fat. But in their society and culture, that is attractive. The fatter you are, the more desirable you are. So anyway, he had 2 beautiful little kids beside him. One of the girls was my daughter's age, and some of the neighbor girls here, and the little boy was 6 or 7, and he was a beautiful little kid too. So he said, well, my kids wanted to play with your kids, but I always want to see the family before I send my kids over, what environment they're going into. I said, hey, welcome. I shook his hand and said, come on in, sit down on the couch, man, because I do the same things. I don't send my kids to strangers' houses. I'm sorry. I just don't. And when I send my girls to their girlfriend houses that have brothers, I warn my girls every damn time. Yes, Dad, we've heard they have penises, and we don't want those. I say, well, you're young, and I need to remind you. Well, we had a wonderful conversation. His kids came upstairs. We don't have upstairs. Don't tell the Danites. We're on the ground floor in the basement apartment where Romney used to live. But we didn't get Romney's stock for tuition. I had to work. The kids came upstairs and they played Wii and they watched TV and, oh God, they danced a little bit. They had music and it was a very enjoyable time. And I sit here in the office and this door opens right out where I can supervise and make sure they're not climbing on the spiral staircase. Oh, we don't have a spiral staircase. No, tell the Dan, we don't have that. And kids don't climb on it. So we had a very nice conversation. Now let me tell you about the Mormons, okay, because I know a little bit about it. We had a very mature, adult, interesting conversation. Now here's the tricky things that Mormons do. When they pat you on the back, Who is it, kids? Okay, some of my kids are home. Let me shut the door so I don't subject them. And the window. Oh, I don't have a window or a door in here. It's just a closet in a mental institution. You'll never find me. We had a nice conversation. The kids played up here, and my kids took to them right away, and those kids took to my kids. And the little ones, the girls went out and shot baskets, and, you know, long story short, it's just a very, very good relationship. Well, here's the trickiness of the Mormons. When a Mormon meets you, they pat you on the back, feeling for garments. We call it the garment feel-up. Now, I always like to grab the front of the girls' garments. And I was always in trouble for that. And what are you doing? A garment feel-up. I should have died with this cardiac. Why did Jesus and Muhammad heal me and allow me to do these obscene videos? So he didn't pat me on the back because I kept twisting. I didn't want him to know who I really was. So anyway, he said to me, now here's the secret words, and Mormons are experts at this. And I told him my wife is from the Philippines. No American girl would ever marry me again. So I had to go to a foreign country. And he says, oh yeah, my brother served his mission. There's the secret word. Mission. Like, do I know what a mission is? Did I serve a mission? Did he serve a mission? And they're baiting you. They're baiting you. I know that. So he said, my brother served a mission. And I, oh, that's nice. I never responded. At that point, he knew I was not a member of his church. And he let the kids stay here and play for a little while. He came and got him. I had his little one on the phone. It's starting to get dark outside, and I don't want any of the girls walking home in the dark. And no, it doesn't get dark here. We have 24/7. We're up here in Alaska. The sunlight is for years and years up here. So he knocked on the door while I was having his little one, girl, call home and say, Dad, I need to have you come and get me or whatever. And I have my older girls walk the little girls home when it does get too dark. So he knows I'm not a Mormon. Well, Allison, bless her heart, she's the most precious child. I'll be visiting her in prison all the time. Just teasing. She said, Dad, and it's Saturday. And she said, Dad, can I go over and ask, I can't remember the little girl's name, if she can play? I said, sure, go over and ask, see if she can play. And she, will you take us to the pool? Oh shit, we don't have a pool. No, it's just a waiting pool out on the patio. No, we don't have a patio. So I said, sure, I'll take you guys over and sit there. Well, she comes back and she said, Dad, she's not allowed to go swimming. And I said, well, why? And she said, well, she doesn't have her bathing suit. And I said, well, you have a couple of extra suits, and you have a one piece, and it's the top. She can go without a bottom. Shit. I'm going to jail. Take me. I'm going to jail. I said, you got that cute little one-piece bathing suit. Go over and offer it to her. She, okay, so she comes back and says, no, she's not allowed to go to the pool with me. And then I was really upset. I don't get upset like I used to. My medication's really, you know, between Haldol and Thorazine, I'm pretty calm. So I was pissed. So I drove down to my mother's house. Oh, wait a minute, don't tell the Danites. My mother's been dead for years and years. I haven't seen my mother for 25 years. And I talked to her because I said, Mom, you're one of the few people that I can talk to, and they're not going to judge me worse than the Mormons. And I told her, I said, I'm really upset because my girls are going to get hurt. And I can stop it, and I can retaliate, and I can crush this family. But to me, and we're going back to an atheist standard, to me, humility is the ability to crush a human being. Money, intelligence, education, housing, job. Humility is having the power, but not using it. Let me say that again. Humility is having the power to destroy or crush or humiliate or embarrass, but your standard is such that you're not going to do it. Now that doesn't mean I don't have a heart. Now, well, you know, my ex-wives say I don't have a heart. Screw them. You can now. They're not my wives anymore. So anyway, I knew my girls were going to get hurt, and I didn't know if I should say something to the girls or not and just let it play out. And so I decided, after talking to Mom and doing my Indian dance, slamming doors, hanging from the ceiling fan, going round and round. I hate the Mormons. No, I don't hate the Mormons. They hate me. So it's kind of it's not a symbiotic relationship. So anyway, I came home and I thought, that family is going to withhold their kids from playing over here. And our house is kind of turned into the neighborhood kids hangout. Mostly because I'm here. I've dealt with kids my whole life, and I don't take a lot of shit. They're very safe here. I don't let them throw stuff or hurt each other's feelings. They can sing, they can dance. I don't want to hear criticism. They can play the piano. We don't have a piano. No, we have no piano. They just play on the desk and play like it's a piano. I told you, they're playing piano. So, we have all kinds of kids here. We have black kids. We have kids from Malaysia. They're Buddhist. We have Caucasian kids who are Christian. We have the little Samoan girl here. We are kind of the neighborhood atheist hangout. Well, of course, I shut my door here because sometimes I'll say shit or hell, screw it. I don't want the kids to hear that. There's no kids here except my kids right now, and this is all soundproof so they can't hear me when I'm screaming. So I came home and I said to my LDS wife, I know this is going to happen. I know the Mormons inside out. And when he said something about a mission, and I didn't say, oh yeah, I had a cousin that went on a mission to England. See, now right away, there's a bond in a cult. There's a bond in that cult. I didn't fall for it. And I didn't fake it. I didn't say, oh, I'm an atheist. By the way, you know, all the kids over here are subjected to satanic ritual abuse. So I just stayed neutral. Well, Mormons can't do that. Mormons can't judge me. They can't judge my house. We don't have a house. We just have a shack, a cardboard shack. They judge and judge and judge. I don't do that. My standard as an atheist is higher. I don't shun anybody. Now, I've told Abigail, my 14-year-old, she's come to me and she said, well, Dad, I had some friends last year, but I kind of dropped them because they're doing drugs. And I said, honey, that's perfect. You have to be yourself. And you know there's only one road to the end of drugs and alcohol. Or alcoholism. Social drinking, no. But it's death. So now I dropped them. So my standards over here at this house is much higher than any Mormon house I've ever seen. And God knows. Well, your God knows. My God, and the atheist God, he doesn't care. I think I said on a video yesterday, you know, I had my daughter come in this office here, which is huge. You see the whole thing. And she brought her friend, and the friend is 13 or something. And they shut the door. And I said, no, you don't come in here. Now, my daughter, of course, can come in, but there was another daughter to another family. And I said, honey, this door has to stay open so all the kids out there can see, and nobody knows that anything, or that nobody thinks, nobody thinks there's any improprieties here. And all of the neighbors know that. I've had a couple of them want to, you know, hug me and play with me in the pool, which I would love to do because I feel like they're my own children, but I don't do. And I always ask permission of the parents or the grandmother that's there supervising. We don't have a pool. Is it okay if your daughter plays in our group here and I'm the shark and chasing the kids? So my standards are higher in this house. I have double locks on the bathroom doors for the girls in this house. And the other day one of them came down the hall and she said, I gotta go to the bathroom. And I told her, shut both doors and lock them. My standards are much higher than in a Mormon family. But this Mormon guy is going to judge me from Samoa and think, well, he doesn't have garments, he doesn't go to the temple, which I have had garments and went to the temple, it was miserable, and my daughter and my son are at risk over there. I bet they have all kinds of things going on. Well, we don't. We don't. It's just a normal little family, and I've dealt with emotionally disturbed kids my whole life, retarded, autistic, and I'm very, very good. When all the kids are over here, I can just hit that intercom or open the door and say, knock it off, and they do. They do. And we don't have any windows here, or a patio, or a balcony. When the kids, we have some windows that from the second floor open down into the first. And a kid could climb up there and go right through. And we have a balcony, but we're on the basement floor. So if you jump off our balcony, you just jump on the grass. It's right there. So I watch them on the patio, and I'll call down. I've got intercoms out there. I say, kids, don't jump up on the rail. You can be out there. And they obey, and they feel very safe. And I'm complimented by that. When I was a bus driver going through BYU, the greatest compliment I ever got as a bus driver is within 25 or 30 minutes, everyone on that bus would go to sleep. Every time I took a trip, they would go to sleep because they watched my driving at the very beginning. They felt safe and said, this is not going to be a death trap. I'm going to go to sleep. Now, I don't want to die like my father did. Well, I do want to die like my father did, peaceful and calm and in his sleep, painless. Unlike the other 80 people on his bus. That's a good joke. I think it is. Someone told me that. I thought it was a good joke. My standards are higher as an atheist. I don't ask kids about their religion. Oh, I take that back. I was reading something. One of you made a comment on Buddhist. And I don't know a lot about the Buddhist religion, and I called little Chai in, and I said, honey, I know you're a Buddhist. Have you ever heard this saying? And she goes, no. I said, well, you can't know everything about your church. Goodbye. So I don't require them to be Mormons. I don't require them to be U.S. citizens. Some are. I've had illegals over here, too. No, we're not illegal. I have a fake birth certificate. So I don't care what their politics are. I don't care. Oh, gosh. My little beautiful Abigail, she had a friend, Sarah. We have just a little pool. It's kind of like a wading pool. But anyway, Abigail last year invited Sarah over as her friend. She went to Sarah's birthday party, and she's befriended. When Sarah was having trouble adjusting to 7th grade, Abigail was there and helping her with a locker and whatever. Sarah is taller than me. She's a 7th grader. She was a 6th grader. She's 6'2", and she's fatter than me. She's got to be 375 pounds. When she jumped in the pool, we called the Philippines that there was a tsunami on the way. I was proud of my girl that she didn't see that. She didn't see that. And my kids and their standards are higher than any Mormon dress code or standards or whatever. My kids are not afraid of their bodies. My kids basically have had sex talks. They know what goes on in the world. My kids can protect themselves from predators and people who would take advantage of them. And I trust my kids 100%. I don't let them ride with a lot of strangers, and they always have to be more than one. You know, my daughter babysits, and I even told her. I even told my daughter. My son has her come over and babysit. I said, honey, he drinks a little bit, and sometimes when men are drunk and you're so beautiful and they're coming home at 2 o'clock in the morning, there may be some improprieties. Make sure there aren't. Okay, Dad, okay. So she knows. She knows when she babysits there or somewhere else. She knows. My standards are higher as an atheist than all of you Christians and all of you Muslims and Buddhists and Hindu people and other religions. I have high standards as an atheist. So an atheist is not a godless, worthless, immoral, no standard person. I have you know, a video show here that I'm so thankful. You don't understand. You guys have saved my life. You really have. In my old age, I used to sit in my chair with that scar down me from quad bypass. I attempted suicide. I told you guys that. I had nothing to live for. And I just started this little program, and God, there's 120,000 people who have looked at my ugly face and gone, shit, turn that off. So, my family, I went down to my mom yesterday, and this is how bipolar people talk now. We skip from subject to subject, thinking the rest of you are with us. Okay? You're not. We seem to be skipping subjects. In my mind, I'm not. I know where I am. Well, most of the time I know where I am. When I go out with no pants on, my little one says, Dad, you don't have pants on today. I go, okay, I gotta get back to the house. I went down to my mom and I said, you know, my whole family, Mom, including you, think I'm an asshat. And you've been at times cruel and mean, and my ex-wives have stolen children and won't let me visit them and think I'm a bad dad. And you know what's funny? There's 120,000 strangers that I met this year that think I have something to say, I'm funny, or you know, I'm so ignorant that they just can't get away from the tube. And some of you missed the Three Stooges and Curly, and I do believe in reincarnation, and my real name was Curly Joe, but I changed it to David in this existence. So I could have gone on here with a video and crushed that family, just crushed them. I could have given their names. I could give where they live. But then the Danites would know their neighbors, and they would keep looking for me. Stake out in the trees and lot. Oh shit, we don't have any trees. No, we're in the desert. We went from Alaska to the desert. I talked to my mom, and I am still part human. It's probably from the waist down, but I can't tell. I can't tell anymore. I said, Mom, I'd really like to rip him a new asshole, but I don't think it's the right thing to do. I don't. I know they're going to hurt my kids. I know that they're going to say, or that my kids will go over there to play, and my kids will get the message that they're not Mormons, and that they're not good kids, and their father is an atheist with no standards, and they don't want their children over here. That hurts me because of my kids. Not me. You know, you guys come on here all the time and call me an ass, half fat, ugly, you know, stupid, uneducated. That doesn't bother me. But when it hurts my kids, it really deeply bothers me. And so today my little one, Allison, came in, almost 10, and she said, Dad, is today Sunday? And I go, yeah, it's Sunday. She said, well, is that new family Mormons? I said, honey, I wanted to talk to you about that. So it just broke my heart to tell her. I said they probably are, because he said his brother was on a mission. He was expecting me to pick up on it so I could prove I was a Mormon. And they're probably not going to let their children play with you because they're Mormons. Their religion hates people. They shun people. And you're going to get hurt in this, because I know she was a really darling little girl, and you needed a new friend, that you had somebody move out lately. And so I told Allison the damn truth about the Mormons. And I don't know if she went over and knocked on the door, but she did go over to another friend's house, and Kenna finally came over, and they asked, Dad, can you take us swimming? I said, yeah, about 1 o'clock I'll take you swimming. So it hurts me. The Mormon Church tears more families apart, more community members, relationships. If you're not in that cult, you are an evil, evil enemy. And I'm telling you right here, with perhaps my last breath, who knows, any moment, I hope it's on video. I really like, all my video people, hey, this is going viral. This guy died while he's doing his damn video. My standards are higher than any Mormon standards. My dress standards, my word of wisdom standards, my protection of my children, my education of my kids. They're not ashamed of who they are, or their bodies, or growing and becoming women and having their own husbands and families. And I say, I never get a phone call. I have no friends. It must be for the kids. Kids, answer the phone. I'm sure it's not for me. So, when you hear the word atheist, got it. I'm going to say atheist with my own superior morality and value system. I don't hurt people because of their religion. I don't hurt people because of their language. We had a little girl over here, last year, and they were illegal, I'm sure, and she could barely speak English. Well, my kids played with her fine. You know, whether it's their language, their size, their religion, my kids have been taught to basically accept and love and befriend other people that are not like them. So I'm an atheist with my superior morality and my superior moral system. And I don't need a magic Jesus. I don't need a magic God. I don't need Mohammed. I don't need Buddha to tell me what's right. I know what's right. The way I treat my wife, the way I treat my family. I said something funny, well, maybe you didn't think it was funny, about taxes. Now, I take every advantage of every reasonable tax break, like most people do. I never have cheated on my taxes. Now, the Mormons go, he's lying. Let me tell you something. The IRS has audited me twice, thinking, we're going to catch this guy with his panties down. The first time, they had me get a check from them for $300, because I always hold back. That's not deposit, it's not receipts. Deductions, see, D and D. Okay? Deductions, and when you get audited, you can bring in more deductions to balance off anything that the IRS says that you owe, as long as they're legal, and they were. So they paid me $300. The second time, the IRS audited me, it was a push. No cheating, no lying, you owe nothing. I've had Social Security Administration audit me. I was the director of a fairly large home for emotionally disturbed children, and $1 million went through my checking account, corporation money, and I was the director, and I was one of the signers on the checkbook. Well, Social Security said, no, there's no way this guy took in $1 million and didn't spend some of it on himself. Well, they investigated me for a year. I got a letter from them that said, hey, the investigation is over. Not one penny went for you. Every penny went into. Now, you find a Mormon, you find a Mitt Romney that has that morality. You find a Mitt Romney, or you find President Monson, the prophet, or Joseph Smith, or Brigham Young, and you put their character up against the character I have lived for 64 damn years on this planet, and they're going to look like shit. I have never molested anybody like my dad did. My dad was a child molester. He was the superintendent of the Mormon Sunday school program. I've had ex-wives that have lied that they don't have any naked pictures of themselves, and I had to go to Kinko's and blow up their vagina 3x3 and send it to their new husband and to their bishop. Your Relief Society president's a liar. Most all of the people I have met on this planet are liars, cheaters, and thieves. There's some that aren't. My little wife from the Philippines, I have to say, I married her because of the quality of her character, and she didn't marry me on the quality of my character because I had no character. So, when you hear the word atheist, think of David. Now, maybe other atheists are not this way. I don't know. Atheists, we don't join groups. We don't email each other. We don't knock on the door and say, you know, the atheist God sent us here, and we have a message for you. Your religions are an abomination. We don't do that. We're pretty confident people. I think generally we're a little bit more educated than the general population, and we've had some hard knocks. We've had religions and Jesuses and all these other false, and I'm going to say false magic gods, telling us how to live, to shun, to strap a bomb on ourselves and blow up innocent people, infidels, and go to war and perform all kinds of atrocities, but it's okay. God told us to do that. Well, you know what? I don't want your gods, because I'm superior to that. I would not start a war. Now, don't be mistaking me. If someone, came into my home or invaded our country and was trying to take away our freedoms or whatever, I would defend it. And I would shoot people and I would kill people to defend my family. But I would not cut their testicles off and stuff them in their mouth like we did in Vietnam. I would not create bouncing Bettys that you stepped on and bounced up to waist level and blew your nuts off. I would not, in Afghanistan, kill people and then pull my weenie out and piss on them. That's your God. That's your standard. That's the world standard. I won't do that. I won't do that. So, when you hear the word atheist, think of David. There may be other atheists that are just dog shit. I don't know. But I have a morality and a value system far, far higher than anything I've seen on this earth. Now, maybe Gandhi and other, other people that I haven't met have even a higher system than I have. But when I look around and see the people that think they're going to heaven down here from every religion, I'm saying, holy shit, I'm not going with them. If I'm wrong about atheism, I told my mom this last night. I don't have a mom. She's dead. I just went to the gravesite. I was talking to the tombstone. I said, if I'm wrong about being an atheist, that there is no God and all this just evolved, when I die, if Jesus is there and opens his heart and arms and says, welcome, David, you've done a good job down there, I'm going to say, you know what? I never use the F word because YouTube will censor me. I'll say, screw you, Jesus. You never helped me. I got my own tuition and my own money by myself. In my divorces, you never appeared. You never whispered anything to me. When I was unemployed, you were not there. When I was suicidal, you're absent. And I've been in the Philippines, Mr. Jesus, and I see how you treat the Filipino children, and you're their father. Screw you. Send me into outer darkness. Send me into Satan. I hope he's got videos down there that I can make a few videos about what kind of a father you are. You need some parenting classes. You need some anger management classes. I don't want to be with you, and I'm trying to be a better father than you are. My kids have dental. They have medical. They are checked all the time. I took them down for flu shots the other day. I've seen your other children in the Philippines die in my arms from malnutrition in the orphanage. I've seen it, Jesus, Mohammed, Buddha. My standards are higher. I don't treat people like that. And if I'm responsible and in charge, when I ran residential treatment centers, there was no bullying. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. And kids that were criminals their whole life, when I was around and they were in a riot, I'd walk in the room and the riot would stop. Why? Because I'm big and I'm going to beat the shit out of them? No. Because they knew they were safe. That I was fair. I listened to both sides, and then I tried to make a fair judgment for everybody. So for those of you who don't know, atheists can be moral and people with value systems. I hope this tape helps a little bit. And I hope you don't ever judge me that I'm saying I'm superior to you. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I'm superior to every religion. Their policies, their procedure, their crusades, their 14-year-old marriages, their death squads, beheading. I'm superior to that. I'm not superior to other human beings, but I am superior to every damn religion I've ever seen. I want nothing to do with them. Sorry.